So we've been talking today about a lot of things that are really stressful for you, especially including this job and possible layoff. Sounds like a lot of stress that you're under right now.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been a nurse at this clinic for several years and I love the patients and the doctors. But corporate is downsizing all of the clinics right now because of tight budgets. So I'm a little worried about being the next to go.
Oh, understandable. I understand how stressful that would be. I mean, you're just under so much stress with your family and your health. I wonder if we might be able to take a couple of minutes, even our visit right now, and talk about some tips I might offer in terms of ways of coping with stress. What do you think?
Yeah, sure. I'm ready for anything that may may
Okay,
help.
thank you. So I'm going to show you this little brochure. We've made out handouts for people. Different topics, and stress is so common that this is really one we talk about with a lot of people. So let me show you this here. This technique is called the 3 C's, okay, or catch, challenge, and change. Let's look at this one at a time. First of all, in terms of catch, this is asking you to reflect upon your personal experience of stress. So what goes on for you in your thoughts, your feelings, your behavior? Take a look at this list and see if you relate to any of those things.
Well, yeah, I experience a lot of these.
Okay.
Well, I've told you about my horrible headaches,
Yeah.
and I haven't really slept well in weeks. My mind is just constantly racing, worrying about all my friends who have been let go and how I'm going to pay the bills if I'm laid off.
So you really relate to a lot of those times of stress, don't you?
Yeah, I really do. I just never really thought of it being related to my work situation.
Well, honestly, it's probably a combination. You tell me about your family issues, your health, the job. It's probably a combination of all of those, but it just reminds us of such a powerful mind body connection, right?
Mhm.
And how those things go together. So I think it's probably a combination of those things. The second one is to challenge. And here's the bottom line with that. In any of the situations, but let's focus for now on the work situation. Think about asking yourself, what do I have control over in the situation? What can I really, make a difference in? And equally, if not more importantly, what do I not have control over in the situation? So let's think about your work situation. What do you really have control over in that situation?
Well, I guess I do have control over how I do my job. I show up on time. I always finish with my charting. And I think the doctors and patients really like me. So
Good for you. That's a lot. I mean, I think you do have a lot of control over how you show up every day, and that's a lot. Now let's look on the other side. What do you not have control over in the situation?
I do not have control over corporate office and their decisions. There's really nothing I can do about that. But I do admit I spend a lot of time thinking about it.
Yeah, I hear you and I understand. I mean, I get it, but I actually really agree with you. There's probably not much you can do about their bottom line, right? And what you're going to do. So, really nice job of identifying the kind of personal experience, the catch, the C, the challenge. And now we're really going to look at the change. And this is really asking yourself, what action step could I take to make myself feel better and cope with the situation? This isn't like a simple magic wand sort of thing. You would have done that a long time ago. But oftentimes when we're stressed, we kind of get paralyzed, we freeze. And so I'm asking you to talk about what action step could you take? What could you do that might help you manage the stress? Well, what comes to mind when you think about that?
Well, several of my friends have been brushing up their resumes just in case they get laid off. So maybe I could work on updating mine and look around and see if there are any other local clinics that are looking to hire nurses.
I think those are great ideas. How do you think you would feel if you were a little more prepared for the job search?
I think it would definitely give me some peace of mind. I know I'm a really good nurse. It would just be good to know that I have some kind of plan if I do end up getting laid off.
Well, I think that really would comfort you, give you some peace. I really like that. Now, the other part of the change that we'd like to talk about is reflecting on how you cope with stress. You talked about the headaches and the sleep, so we know it's really affecting you, right? Would you reflect with me for a second, please? Like in the past, what helped you kind of connect with your spirit and to be calm when you were feeling really tense? What helped you?
Well, I used to go on daily walks every morning, and that kind of centered me. And I also had a friend who recently just asked me to join back into Bible study. I used to do it a lot, and it brought me a lot of joy, but I just ended up getting too busy.
I understand. So making a commitment, like prioritizing your well-being, right? Do regular exercise and Bible study. Those sound like really great steps to me. One of the things that we know about making changes that it can be really helpful to kind of have someone to support you, a buddy system or something like that. 'Cause change is hard, right? And for to just be really honest about it, these are difficult things I'm asking you to do. Who in your kind of network do you think might be able to support you or help you in making some of these changes?
Well, my roommate is pretty worried about me.
Okay.
She sees how stressed and tired I am, but she is pretty internet savvy. So I'm sure she would help me search online for jobs if I asked.
That's a great idea. I really like that. So let's look, if you don't mind, for a second on the back here, please.
Yeah.
I'm going to give you this pen. And as you see here, we had this box for kind of writing down your goals. And we talked about looking online for jobs, updating your resume, and the kind of exercise Bible study. One of the things we know about behavior change is that it can be helpful to make a commitment. And writing it down is one way of kind of making a commitment to yourself. You're going to take this brochure home with you. So just take a second and kind of jot these down, please. The resume, the open jobs, and the kind of Bible study exercise. Just jot those down. As you write them down, what does that kind of sound like to you?
Yeah, I mean, I think this sounds like a really solid plan. Thank you so much for talking to me about this.
You're welcome. We all face stress. Life is difficult. There are a lot of things that can be stressful for us. So I would hope that refreshing these tools and skills can help you not only with this job situation, but with other things that come. Remembering these 3 C's and how to think about catching, challenging, and then changing. Kind of a life skill. When you come back in a couple months to follow up on that new medication, I'd like to check in and see how are these things going.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Yeah, you bet.